Today, we are going to talk about a little bit about how we can build connected web parts using SPFx. So if you have two web parts that talk to each other on the page, how would we go about building them? And I'll present a little demo as well. So if I open my slides here, little bit about me. My name is Manoj Verma. I'm with OMV Systems. We are a boutique consulting company. We focus heavily on the Microsoft stack, SharePoint and Power Platform, Dynamics 365. So what are connected web parts? Basically, when you have two or more web parts working together, let's say you have a source and a target web part, you do something in your source web part and you want the target web part to reflect or the change or show detailed information from the source web part. So that's when we would use it. We just call publisher and subscriber web part. You do something in the publisher and the subscriber will update and show the latest values or whatever you want to show in your web part. A little bit about what you have to do in your source or your publisher web part. You have to import these from the SP dynamic data package. Then you have to basically, in your web part class, you have to implement this iDynamic data callables interface. That's when you will make sure that your web part is working as a source web part for your other target web part. You need to define these two methods to set the property definition. Basically this will tell what property you want to send from your source web part to your target web part and what will be the value of those property. You will define it here in the get property value. Once you have these defined, then you basically, wherever you make changes or wherever you interact with your source web part, you need to notify this property change to the framework that there has been a change in this property. Please notify it, and your source web part, your target web part will pick it up and it will get the new values from your source. So this is an important method. For example, if you have a drop down of let's say states, you select it, you make change to it. That's when you will say that this drop down value has changed, notify this. And when it gets notified, your target web part will have the latest values and then you will be able to use it. In your subscriber web part, you will basically import the dynamic property because it's receiving the dynamic values from your source web part, and then you specify a property where you will store those values that are coming from your source web part, and then use the data received from the source web part in the target web part. So this is the main. These are the main items or code component that you have to implement in your two web parts. Let me go to a demo here real quick. I have this the SharePoint site, and these two web parts, they talk to each other. This is a month picker or a date picker web part, and this is your regular calendar web part. If this is the day view, so you are basically in a day. So if I pick a day from here, let's say I pick April 14th, this web part will change and it will display the events that are on April 14th. If we go, let's say if you want to change it to month view, you can change it to month view. And from here, you can pick any month from any year, and this web part right here will get changed to that particular one. Then it will show you the events that are scheduled on that month. So if I go to April, you see that this web part modified changed to April, and there are 2 events in April. You can go next. It will go to January. So you can move through years like that. If you go to May, it will change to May. If you go to a particular date, let's say I want to go to January 12th, it will take you to that day's view of that month that you have selected from here. So these 2 web parts are working together. If I edit and show how they are set up, so basically, if you go to the properties of this web part, you can set it up here by saying which web part is this subscribing to, or what is the source web part for this. And the other web part, because it has implemented that interface, is going to be available here. And we can pick that the calendar date selection web part, which is this one, is the source of this web part. And then it will give you some further values of what property you are exposing from your source web part, what is the data in that, and what is the actual values where those are stored. And once you have this, your target web part knows about your source web part that is feeding the values to it. We can publish it. And that's how these 2 web parts will start working together. This is just one example. You can have any type of use case for this. Basically, it's a master detail relationship between 2 web parts. You can display your employees list in one web part, and the detail of any employee that you selected in other web part. Use case are unlimited, basically, wherever you have. So basically what it solves is you don't have to go to a different page when you click to show the details of that particular item, whatever you are interested in. You can have the web parts working together. You can even have 3 web parts working together where you select a value in one of the web part, and two other web parts can show you different data related to what you selected in your source web part.